Guppy Girl here. Today is March 6th, I believe, 2023, and today we are going to be talking about mangrove trees. Now, I'm really new to them. I just got a few of them a few months ago off the beach. Definitely make sure you get your mangrove tree propagules legally, because I did a lot of research. You're not supposed to cut them off trees. You can take them off the ground, which is what I did, and they were basically, when I grabbed them, it was just this bit. It was like just like a green stick. It didn't look like much. No roots, no leaves or anything. So after, when was that? After a little bit of calculating, it has been 7 months since I've had these. It did take about 3 months for them to just start shooting out roots, and then a little bit after the roots came down, then we were getting some of these little leaf action going on up here. Oh, sorry, my throat. If I zoom in here, you can see there was like a little cap, and as the leaves or this new stem came out, it kind of, oh, okay, this didn't work. I thought this idea worked. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I think I need a new suction cup. I'll show you how I'm holding this little guy up here. But after the roots came out, then we had the stem, which you can see there's like a little, I don't know, thing. It emerged from the top. So the top kind of just broke open, you can see. And then we got this nice little stem, the 2 beginning leaves, and we were about to get like the true leaves coming out up there. Anyways, I basically, I'm not sure if this is gonna work to hold it up. I had them growing in cups, you'll see in a moment, and this one was just shooting out of the cup. These top roots were completely out of the water because this main root was just pushing the whole plant up once it reached the bottom of the cup. So I'm just using some fishing line, and I didn't want to dig into the stem. I don't know how delicate these plants are. I mean, I want to give them the best chance possible, and I don't want to put fishing line and strangle the tree. Up and there she goes down. I need a new suction cup. That one's bad. But anyways, you can see here, this is just a suction cup with a little hole, and I basically just tied it and stuck it to the outside. If this doesn't work, I could try a hook onto what the other little mangrove trees look like. I don't know which species these are because they're still growing, but so I started taking them out of the cups to see how crazy the roots are. Here's this one. So we got a pretty good root system going on, and this one wasn't pushing out of the cup, but I'm thinking today is the day that we are going to replant all of these, and I will show you what the roots look like in the cups. And it's just 88 Amazonia, because that's what I had, and some sand in here. It was just like leftover like plant substrate, and yeah, that's what this cup is looking like, and then there's a lot of plants. So yeah, actually we're gonna replant these ones. I was thinking about replanting them in the fish tanks, but there's just really not a very deep substrate layer, and so that's why one of them is going to be hanging from the tank, as you see, and these other ones, we are going to plant them into something that is deep. I'm going to be using this glass vase. It's pretty tall. I would say maybe like 10 inches, maybe 9 inches. Anyways, we're gonna fill this up with just some random substrate I have, and yeah, then we'll have the plants coming out the top. So I'll get back to you when I throw this all together. Alrighty, so I was gonna not show you this, but then I realized like maybe you guys are interested. I don't know. Could skip to ahead. I'll have some timestamps below. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm just gonna start off with some worm castings, because I watched a couple YouTubers who like grow mangrove trees or something. This is like for tree restoration of coastlines and stuff. They say you just use gardening soil and sand. So I do have garden soil, but I think worm castings might be a little better. I feel like it makes more mud. And then over here in this jar, we have just some 80 Amazonia, pool filter sand, and there is some worm castings in here. So I'm gonna empty that all out. Let's take out these little pieces. There's also like little pieces of wood, snail shells, and whatnot. It is all good. We're just gonna throw it all in there. Yeah. Hopefully not make a giant mess. And I almost forgot, there is one more thing I wanted to do. I wanted to also put in this horticultural charcoal. This is actually probably not necessary, and I might be doing a little too much here, but it's supposed to just help keep the water from smelling completely disgusting. Should have probably put that in the bottom, but we're gonna try to mix it in. Maybe a little more. And if I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. If it doesn't help, it doesn't help. But I doubt it's gonna hurt anything. So I'm gonna just put that in there. It's literally just like little burnt pieces of wood. I don't know what's so special about it, but they say you need it for, you know, terrariums and paludariums. So we'll see if it works in like fully submerged, because this whole bowl is going to be filled with water up to like a certain point. Alrighty, now I'm gonna put some of the trees in. So let's show you the roots. So this was the first one that I pulled out of the cup that I showed you earlier. So this is the main pointy point. I don't know, that was originally there. And then we got the roots coming out over here. So I'm gonna just put it about right here. We'll adjust it as I put in more dirt around them. All right, here's another one. This is I think this is the smallest one I got. Yeah, this is the smallest propagule that I picked up, and yeah, other than I was gonna say it feels mushy. That's not good, but no, it's just some algae on there. So yeah, here it is. We've got two big roots, a lot of little root hairs. Really good to see. Let's grab the second smallest one. Ooh, this one's really tangled in there. I don't want to damage the roots. Supposedly if you damage the roots, it's fine, but I would prefer not to. Let's see here, I've got some algae, but whatever. Here is the second one. You can see this is what the top looks like. So these are like the first leaves, which aren't, I believe for normal plants, they're not called true leaves. True leaves are the second pair that you get. I can't remember what these little guys are called, but yeah. Oh look, this is just coming off, which is fine. This was the top of the, at the very tip. Like I was saying earlier, this is like, these were together and made a little cone shape, and then eventually the stem pushed out, and here are the little remnants of that little top. So it's trash. And yep, here are the root systems. Pretty good looking. And my hopes for these is that I'm going to eventually make a tank specifically with just these mangrove trees, but we'll see. This is the best looking one. Here, let me show you the top. So here's the top. And this one was definitely the best one that I picked up off the beach. Some of them were damaged, like the one that's hanging in the tank was damaged, but it had like a little hole inside. But the tree is still growing even though the propagule was damaged. And another one I got, let me see, it was this one here. This middle one, which is completely fine now. It was like a little dried out, like it was getting like crinkly, like it was, yeah, drying out, I guess. But looks fine now. And this one is the best one. So yeah, let's show you this. I have no idea what some of this stuff is. You can see there is like, I don't know, some roughness to the stem right here. I don't know what caused that, but it looks like this one is the only one with that kind of roughness to it. This is the little cap that it came out of. Yeah, I don't know. That was the bottom part, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. These leaves look a little damaged, but it's all good. And then we got the top leaves here. If it doesn't want to focus, there. Yeah, so super glossy, shiny, beautiful. I'm not sure what kind of mangroves these are. And here's the root system. These two were the original roots, but yeah, I don't know what happened. It doesn't look like they're doing much. But what's really like kicking are these bottom ones. It's got like a nice 4 or 5 ones in the bottom here, which will look really awesome if they all just like kind of push out and go out. So that's another reason why I wanted to replant these, was because I want the roots, you know, to look really nice and have a nice form to them, rather than just get all impacted in the cup, because I want to put these in my tank and I want the roots to look nice and beautiful in my tank. So when they're all showing, of course. So I'm going to just reuse the stuff in this cup also. So in the cup, it's also just 88 Amazonia and more sand. I guess I should put some more worm castings in here too. Yeah. So we got this cup. I got another cup here, which looks like it's just 88 Amazonia. It was probably growing something before, but I took it out like a long time ago, so I don't even remember. And then I'm gonna grab this other cup. I did see there was one little plant in here, but let me see if I can save the plant. Or not. That plant has disappeared into the abyss. Okay, sure. I guess there wasn't a plant in this one either. Thought there was. Alrighty. We got that. So I want to keep this big one kind of in the middle because that has the best roots. I think this smaller one, like the tiniest one, can go over here. Looks like it kind of wants to go in this direction. And then this other medium one can go to the side. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more worm castings. And trying to get it like kind of around the roots. Since I feel like the worm castings is probably gonna have like the most nutrients in it out of like all this stuff. And I don't know if this is gonna matter. I'll put a little more charcoal. I'll just use my hands. My hands are already dirty as it is, but the charcoal makes your hands like black. Anyways, that's good. And now for the last bit, this is the stuff that had scuds in it, and I dried it out. So I had a tank with scuds and didn't want scuds. So I removed all the substrate, dried it out. If the scuds reemerge, then I'll know that scuds can survive getting dried out completely and in a bag for a few months, like the eggs, I mean. I have no idea. I do not know anything about scuds. One thing I do need to research. Okay. Now I'm thinking I might need to push them up a little bit. Or at least this little one, I think, needs to come out. I'm gonna put some water though, so it's a little easier to pull them out without damaging them. One moment. So maybe I should be using like tank water, like aquarium water, but because that's like full of stuff, like nutrients, but right now I'm just using some dechlorinated tap water for now. And we're just waiting for this to, there you can see little air pockets, waiting for that to fill up. Let me try to readjust the trees now a little bit. I want this one a little more. This one needs to be a little more up. There we go. I think this little one's fine. A little bit more water. And to kind of help, oh yeah, tapping is not gonna work. Let me get like something to break up the clumps. Alrighty. Yeah, there's like some air pockets in here, which, I don't know, maybe they're fine to keep. Let's zoom in so you can see that air pocket action. So I don't know if you can see, they're coming up. It's not too many left. Okay, there we have it. Bing, bang, boom. Got some mangroves in a vase. So yeah, I don't know, from what I've seen in the videos is that they just kind of have the dirt up to a certain level, then more water just capping it off. So we'll see how they do. They were doing pretty good in the cups, but like I said, I wanted it to not get all compacted and the roots getting like all twisted and turned around in the cup. I want them all going more or less straight down, spreading out, doing what mangrove trees do. So hopefully they have a little room to do that, and then I will maybe transfer them into a tank by the time they're ready. They do grow pretty slowly. 7 months of growth when starting off as just the little sticks with nothing on them. And yeah, about 3 months to get roots, and then from there all this is new growth, all the stems and leaves. So that took about 4 months after the roots and everything started getting going. It took about 4 months to get the leaf growth. So yeah, I will put these back in their position, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.